and welcome back. With me today, I have Sir, Svedika, and Frank, and we've just been talking about, the real world and how to navigate it once you're done with college, or once you're, if you're at a standstill and you want to figure out how to get back into this game of life. So one thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today is working in corporate America. I have found during my time there from 2014 that not everyone is your friend. And not everyone's gonna like you. And they don't have to. It's the same thing with school. We're all competing against each other. We all wanna make sure that we're seen and that our talents are appreciated and that what we bring to the table is valid and is verified by others. Fedekid, so both of us, we just graduated in 2014, and I know that you're fairly new into the workforce just like I am. Have you found that to be true?
Yes, I think the workforce is very competitive. As someone who works at a consulting firm, it's very competitive. People are trying to do the best on different contracts so that the clients can give them nice recommendations and things like that. Everyone's not gonna like you said, but I let my work speak for itself. I put 150% into all my work. I work overtime all the time. I work at home after 5 o'clock. I'm working on the weekends. I'm constantly letting my work show for me. I think that you don't have to speak to anybody. Like, you can get your work done. You can be cordial with your coworkers. You don't have to be overly nice. But when people see your work and they see that it's good, they can't deny that, and at the end of the day, that's all it's about. What can you produce? Because the way I see corporate America, you're a product. You're just in the assembly line. What can you give me? How much can I get out of you? I work 50 hours a week most days, like most weeks, and to my company, I'm working more than most people, so that's the way I see it.
No, and I think that's exactly the right type of mentality to have. I work in the field of government contracting, and it is very cutthroat. Your boss will come into the room and tell you that you are fired in front of everybody and does not care. And in times like that, it is definitely your work that speaks for you. Because in school, you take a test, and then your teacher can assess that you are doing well all the time. But in corporate America, it's not like that. And it's hard to find allies that you could even talk to about it, or even sometimes talking to your boss. Frank, I'm sure you can speak on it because, of your experience in the conversations we've had.
Absolutely. So I would say that the goal is to not just become that cog in a machine. You want to be worth more to the organization that you work for than they pay you. So you want to build up your own brand value. And so from a boss, or a boss always has goals that you have to meet. You're always going to have residual meetings that happen occasionally, and from your conversations with your boss, you need to show that you have a compelling reason to act or get something done. You have a path to resolution, and you need to be factual and instill confidence and not hesitation or doubt. From your peers and your teammates, kind of your colleagues, a great way to get somebody to become your ally is a consultant can be very competitive in nature, is to ask them for their advice or their help. People love to talk, and people love to give their own advice on how to do your job better.
Right.
No, and I like that. I like that point about always having that student mentality, because your boss, they hired you because they see potential in you, but also because they want to impart wisdom in you. People always want to feel like they're dropping little nuggets of wisdom on the younger generation. And sirs, you're a CEO, so how do you see it play out in your office all the time? I'm sure you see it within interactions within your employee. How does an employee stand out to you?
The way that the employees stand out in my company is they have to first off be able to listen and apply. I tell them all they have to be like great students. It's my goal to help them become very successful in their life, and I've gone through their experiences. And I tell them the biggest thing about it is I'm not going to hand them anything. Like obviously my goal is to help them get promoted, get into management, but the biggest thing about them, I tell them, like, you guys have to be self-motivated, right? You guys have to be willing to put in the work in, right? Even when no one's watching, you have to put in the time and effort in order to get ahead in life.
Definitely. And I know from, when you're fresh out of college in 2014, like I knew I had the motivation, and I knew I had the drive. I knew I wanted to learn, and I knew I wanted to be in an environment that enriched that. But for the life of me, I had no idea where to start. I didn't know who could get me to that next step that I wanted to be at in life. And that's when I discovered that the power of networking is extremely, extremely important in corporate America. And if you decide that you don't want to do the corporate America route and you want to follow your passion, who you know, it's so important, because they can take you to that next step. They can introduce you to that next person that you wanted to meet. And who I knew when I first got out of college was Frank. And because of Frank, right now I have my job that I do in government contracting. But I want you to talk about that, because I know you also have networking forums that you have every single Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So please tell me about that.
Sure. I think the power of the network can be everything. And when you talk to other people and you're understanding what their real passion is for what they do, or why they are in the role that they are, you need to have a CEO's mentality. You always need to be the big picture, whether it's your job or you're in your networking. And from a networking standpoint, it's not necessarily the people you know, it's the power of the network of the people you don't know. Because typically you're going to be surrounding yourself with people that probably have the same information that you do. So going to their extended network, going to your extended network and asking people for help, or finding a mentor, for example, that's the power of being able to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, but always be the person that doesn't have to know the answers, but be the guy that knows the guy.
Right. And that is perfect, because with everything that's going on right now, you guys can't see behind the scenes, but behind the scenes right now, I have Adam, who's on camera. I have my friend Sheely, who's our production assistant. And I also have my friend Sean, who's on camera. And Adam and I, we were in class together, but we were in class together 2 years ago, and I did not have any of his contact information. When I wanted to do this project, I called my friend Josiah, and Josiah's like, oh yeah, of course, let's put this on these websites and these networking forums that he was a part of. And now we have equipment. I have Adam here. We have all this equipment that so many people have given us. So really, it really is a power of networking. Whether you're in corporate America or you are trying to follow your passion, no matter what it is about who you know, who they know, and not just what value you can get from other people, but what value you can provide to them as well. Sirs, when you first wanted to start your company, how did networking play a factor?
So networking played a huge factor for me, because what happened, it all started kind of like when I was in high school. Because in high school, I remember they said, go to school, get your bachelor's degree, and after you get your master's degree, you're guaranteed to make over 6 figures. Obviously, with the housing crash, that changed everything a little bit. And what I noticed was, after I paid a little bit closer attention, I noticed that there was really smart people that graduated from really good colleges, and they had pretty, I like to say, crappy jobs, right? They weren't where they actually saw themselves. They were probably making minimum wage. And I saw some individuals who didn't even go to school making a lot of revenue for themselves, right? And then to come to find out, I started realizing networking plays a big role in that, right? I realized some individuals, all depends on who you know. You know what I mean? If you're an average person in school, if you know the right people, you're gonna get a really good job, right? If you're really smart and you don't know anyone, that's gonna make it a lot tougher on you.
No, and that's really important, because I don't think people see that. People think there's only one way or one avenue to making money and to becoming successful. And there's so many more ways. And I'm really enjoying my conversation with you guys, but stay tuned. We will take a break and we'll be right back with more Cola Show. Thank you so much for tuning into the Cola Show. I hope you've been entertained, informed, and or touched in some way. If you liked any part of what you've seen today and would like to see more content from us in the future, please click on the link below to show your support. Eleanor Roosevelt once said that the future belongs to those who see the beauty of their dreams. I believe in this dream, and with your help, it can become a reality. Thank you for your time, and don't forget to subscribe. And remember, only the brave get to live the life they love.